Hey everybody, welcome back to TRUtalk. Sorry about the delay, we had some technical difficulties, but what would an episode of TRUtalk be without technical difficulties?
Why are you jinxing us?
Hey, it already happened.
We've had a good run for the last few weeks. Why are you jinxing it?
It's fine. They already happened. It's okay. So guys, this week we have two returning guests. We have PRPLxFoX and V00de. Guys, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, since we have two returning guests, we don't need to do the interrogation questions. But I will say, V00de, we're going to start with you, man. Can you give us an overview, just kind of a reminder of who you are, what you stream, and what you're all about?
So I'm V00de, or V00deuax. I'm a variety streamer. I also make my own music, and I'm on Twitch every weekend.
Nice. And if you guys haven't checked out his music, you need to, because it's super good. I think we listened to it on my stream one day, and it was really good. I don't remember if it was on stream or off stream, but either way, I dug it. So
It was on stream because I happened to pop in while you were playing it.
that's right. Yeah, you popped in while we were listening to it, and I was like, "This dude's the one who made it." It was like perfect timing. All right, PRPLxFoX, cool. We'll throw it over to you, man. Give us just a reminder of who you are and what you're all about.
Yeah, so I'm PRPLxFoX, or just Fox. I'm a variety streamer, mostly first-person shooters. So I've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege, just kind of what I've been into the last couple of months. And the stream's more about just kind of like hanging out with your friends. It's kind of hanging out with the bros, more oriented, but we welcome everyone. Definitely PG-13, so just a disclaimer going out. And that's me.
Cool. Awesome. Always a good time to hang out with your friends and play some video games. So, guys, we've got a topic to talk about tonight, and then we'll kind of just see where we end up with everything. But,
Yeah, the topic I didn't.
geez, this co-host, guys,
Do I ever look at anything you send me?
I don't know. I assumed that you would. Jeez, I can't do all the work.
Okay, I look at some.
So we'll just jump straight to the topic. So this came up a while ago. It was it's called Watch Parties. With it's from Twitch and Amazon Prime. Basically, Amazon has their video streaming service. You can watch movies and TV shows on it. So basically, they said, "Hey, we've got Twitch. What would it be if people watched movies together and watched TV shows with their community and their friends? That could be fun, right?" So it is only for Prime members, from my understanding, which makes sense. If you don't have Prime, you can't watch these things. It'd be too easy to get, say, "Hey, send me some Patreon money and I'll show you my Prime videos that you can't watch normally." Easy way around it. Already found it. So we have some new information about it. And I want to see what you guys think about it, if this is something that you were interested in ever, and if you were, how this new information has changed that, because I think it will probably change it. So I guess it came in beta yesterday. So as of now, you have to be located in the U.S. and on desktop. You can't be watching on mobile. Everyone has to be on desktop. During it, your channel appears offline, and people can only join by using your custom watch party URL. So it's not just twitch.tv/your username. You have to have a special custom watch party URL, apparently. Mm-hmm. Audio and video overlays are disabled during the watch party, so you won't be on your stream at all. You can't be seen or heard. The only way you can interact is through chat. And the following features are disabled and will return once you're done doing the watch party: cheers, subs, clips, VODs, raids. Basically all of Twitch is just disabled.
Then what's the point?
So basically the only thing that I see is you get to watch movies with your friends who don't live near you. But
And I mean, who cares?
like, there's other ways to do this that don't.
Like, does chat work? Like,
Yeah, that's the only way that you can interact is through chat, unless you're in like a Discord call or something. But unless you have, if you maybe have, 20 viewers on average and you all want to watch a movie, there's no way you're going to have a 20-person voice call trying to watch a movie. You're not going to be able to watch that movie.
No.
I mean, and plus the best part about movie nights with your friends is when you're on your 4th or 5th movie, eating all the popcorn and the rolls, and like are all curled up on top of each other, even though you're in your mid-20s, because you can't.
Yeah, so, I mean, I barely heard you because you cut out a lot there.
Lame.
So, were any of you guys interested in this before?
No.
I wasn't either.
No.
I wasn't whenever they were like, yeah, it's Prime only. I was like, well, I don't have Prime, and I'm not getting it just for this, so I'm out.
I have Prime, but that's because I'm too lazy to go shopping. So everything I buy comes from Amazon.
Well, I guess I should rephrase. We have Prime, but it's not on my account. So we just order everything off of that account, but that's not tied to my Twitch account. That's tied to my wife's Twitch account. So I can't do it unless I did it through her account, which defeats the purpose.
Solid.
But yeah, so nobody was interested in this to begin with, it sounds like.
Nope.
What would make you want to do this?
Literally nothing.
If I could stream Frozen and have everybody come in and throw subs at me because Frozen or something, then yeah, sure. Or if I could commentate on football because I'd be a better commentator Thursday night. So
Yeah, I won't argue with that.
I mean, come on. Except for Tony Romo, because Tony Romo's great, but he doesn't.
That's because he is a god of football.
Right? He's amazing. I love Tony Romo, except my team broke. We're not. Yay!
So, Treasure Hunter Tom said it in chat that it sounds like a worse version of Rabbit, which is what I've seen people use for like the past 2 or 3 years to watch movies with their friends.
What is Rabbit?
It's a website where you can broadcast movies to your friends.
Then why don't we just use that?
Because they closed.
Yeah. And Twitch is trying to pull it back to them because they own the content, so there's nothing illegal happening there, especially because no one's paying you for it.
That's the thing. What's the point of streaming if I'm not getting paid for it?
True.
I'm kidding.
Well,
I haven't made any.
I mean, it says etc. So for all I know, follows are disabled at that point too. I don't know. I didn't see that, but I saw etc. So.
I mean, you're showing us off. You're showing us offline, right?
Yeah.
So what's even the point? I mean, literally, the only thing is to get to watch movies with your friends, and the fun part about watching movies with your friends is laughing about how stupid they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to do that, I'm just going to use screen share with Discord.
Exactly. Or if you have like the Discord Nitro and you've pumped the server or whatever it's called, you can actually stream in your server and up to 10 people can join it. Why wouldn't I just do that? That sounds like a way better way to do it.
Seems like less effort. Seems like less effort.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I get the idea, I guess, but I don't see how anybody at Amazon was like, you know what? This is going to go over great. I feel like everybody was probably telling him like, dude, that's a terrible idea.
Well, here's a question though. Are you allowed to stream yourself watching a movie? Like,
no.
No. You're missing. No. Like, you take your camera and you put it on you. It's like, those things where it's like, it's a picture of you taking a picture of you taking a picture of you. It's like, it's a stream of you streaming. I lost myself.
I would say probably no, because you're still going to have the audio from it, probably.
That's fair.
And
I
then,
lost myself in my own rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Rabbit hole.
Yeah, no.
Fox,
you guys have known me long enough. You know how deep my rabbit holes go.
Yeah, you get pretty deep down these rabbit holes sometimes.
Yeah, to the point where they become more like dog holes or something.
Yeah, it happens. That's okay. I do
Y'all
that
still love
with
me.
the internet a lot. I get down some really weird YouTube rabbit holes, some really weird Reddit rabbit holes. Those might be the worst ones. Those get to some awkward, weird information. And I'm like, why am I learning all this stuff? And it's like I'm like learning like very, very specific information about how to fix a steamboat that will never be made again. I'm like, great, glad I know this now. Oh, kitty.
Hi, cat. I want to see the cat. We can't hear you, Fox.
I thought one of my cats would be in here too, but they're not. Oh, it's a kitty cat. Look at the kitty cat.
Hi, cat.
Oh, look at the kitty.
Cat does not want to be up.
Sorry, audio listeners. I know this is great radio for you, but there's a cat on screen, and I got very distracted by it because cats are adorable.
Yes.
Keep it away from me.
Are you allergic?
Yes.
That's fair.
I love cat videos. I just don't like cats.
I just can't pet the cat, or I will get sick. Oh, look at it! He's trying to bite you to get away. He said, "Let me go."
So here's a question for the three of y'all.
Okay.
What's the silliest animal video you've ever seen on the internet?
I don't know what the silliest one is, but I think my favorite one is still the panda bear sneezing. You guys remember that one? Like the mom panda bear sitting there. It's just like, it sounds like a Pokemon coming out of a Pokeball.
That's awesome.
I think that's my favorite one.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of any other like real goofy ones.
There's a bunch of them I could probably recount. There was this one video, and I never knew that goats did this until I saw the video. But it's like they freeze up when they get scared. They just freeze up and fall over. I was like,
the fainting goats.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Rab's got a good one too. The penguin just like that walks by the other penguin. It's just like waddle, waddle, waddle. Waddle, waddle, waddle. Just knocks it in the back of the head and then just waddles away like nothing happened. That's a pretty good one. I love that one with stuff dubbed over it.
Yeah, that's fun.
I saw one this morning on Reddit where it was this little husky puppy trying to get at its food through a cage, not realizing that the door to the cage right next to it was wide open. So it's just like digging, the little thing like digging at the cage wall and everything, and literally all it had to do was turn about, half an inch to the left.
And it could have just gotten out.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love those.
Exactly.
There's also the No Cat. Do you guys remember that one?
The No Cat.
It's a cat that's like freaking out about something, and it's saying no. It's meowing, but it sounds like it's saying no, and it's just going no, 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 no over and over again. It's so funny. Yeah, the huskies are good too.
No, 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 no,
no, no, no, no. I like that one. Those are good too.
I cannot wait to hear what the audio only listeners.
They're like, what?
No, no, no.
Why do I still have this in my podcast subs? Is probably what most of them are gonna say.
I'd say it's because I'm pretty, but it's not like they can see me.
They can just tell. So, what is? How many of you guys are Reddit users? Okay,
Me.
what's the dumbest subreddit that you're on? Like, if you pulled it up right now and just looked through your sub list, what's the dumbest thing you're on?
Hold on. I need to actually look because I'm part of so many subreddits.
I am too, so I'm like scrolling through mine now because I'm very curious.
I would probably say shitty car mods.
Okay.
I like that one. I like redneck engineering too.
That one's funny.
That one's pretty good.
I sit and look at somebody's posts. I'm like, this is some of the dumbest things people have ever done.
I'm like, who does this stuff?
Yeah.
I also always think about it too. I'm like, who thinks of this? Like, how did you think that would work? And then you put the effort into it and did it. And I'm like, okay. That's interesting.
I'll see some of them and be like,
But
I'll laugh at it and say, at the same time, I probably would have done that in high school.
That's fair. I could see that.
I have one about gardening that's not very good.
Gardening?
Hey, there you go.
Is it just like random garden facts?
Yeah, I don't know why I have it, but it's like right now I'm looking at a picture of a drill that puts holes in the ground.
Okay.
I like one of my I like the one where I like the I don't work here lady.
Oh my god, I love that one.
That
Did
one is just
you
like
did you read the story on there the other day about the guy that got woken up by his neighbor hauling steel beams at like midnight?
no, I didn't. I missed that
Okay,
one.
so I went into it and I started reading it and I was like, this is gonna end up being terrible. So this guy just put his kid to sleep and he hears like loud metal like scraping outside and he's like, what is happening? So he looks outside and his neighbor is just hauling like metal beams that are like huge metal beams. Like you should have 2 to 3 people carrying this and he's doing it by himself. So he puts on his clothes and he walks over there and he remembers that his neighbor is deaf. So he writes a note. And it's like an angry note like, hey, you're making noise, shut up. He doesn't tell you what the note says, but I assume that's generally the idea.
Probably more curse words.
Yeah, probably. So he walks over there and starts to give the guy the note, and then he's like, wait a minute. He probably doesn't even realize he's making this noise because he's deaf. So he like points at the things and then does like arm motions like he can lift it, and the guy just like gets really excited. And they just moved these things, took him like 20 minutes, helped him move these big steel beams, walked back inside. His kid asked why he didn't yell at him, and he explained everything. He was like, sometimes you just have to be nice to people. He didn't know what he was like. He didn't know this was a problem. Like he couldn't tell that sound was happening. So now every time he drives by the guy looks at him and like flexes his biceps like this and smiles. And now he's best friends with his neighbor. I was like, this story went way better than expected.
That was so wholesome.
So there's your wholesome content for the day, everyone.
No, I mean I've been a lot of. I like reading subreddits of like, I like the revenge subreddits, the petty revenge, malicious compliance.
Militia
pro
compliance
revenge.
is good.
Pro revenge is great.
I haven't
was
read
reading
that one.
this
I'll have to check
really
it
long
out.
saga about how this guy took revenge on this neighbor who basically made a fake HOA.
See, that person deserves it though. HOAs are already bad enough, let alone a fake one. Get out of here with that.
Okay. No comment on HOAs.
Yeah.
But I will say it was like a 3-part saga, and that was hilarious. I just rolled a net.
I'm trying to think of the other ones. There's DIY, but it's like DIWHY, like do it yourself, but why did you make this thing? There's so many of them that are like, those videos that like show up on like your Facebook or Twitter, and it's like like thrown together like recipe, and it's like it doesn't tell you how to make it. It's just like dump this in, throw it in the oven, and then it's made. It's
I always retweet those on Twitter so I can try to go back and make them, but then I never.
I do it too. I do it all the time. I tag my wife and I'm like, we should make this. We never go back and look at them.
Yeah, they make it look so good.
Or I'll go look at it. I'm like, how did they do this? There's no instructions.
It looks so shiny. They make it look so shiny.
Yeah.
That's like half the recipes my wife and I found on Pinterest. Like it looks so good, and you like half the recipe. You're like, okay, well, I guess this is what it means. Then you try it, and you're like, do these people even have taste buds?
Yeah. I'm like, how did you get here? What made you think to get here? And why did you do it? You did this to me, and now I'm upset.
My favorite part is these recipes will have comments like, oh, this recipe was so amazing. I'm like, did somebody rip out your tongue?
How much did they pay you for that comment?
Right?
I want to know.
So speaking of ripping out your tongue, as all of us Americans, Thanksgiving is this week.
That's not where I thought that was going.
What's the weirdest dish that your family would have every year at Thanksgiving?
I don't know if we have anything weird.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't think we have anything weird. We got the pretty typical
Well, do people
Thanksgiving
eat a
stuff.
lot of ham?
We
We
do.
make like a ham and a turkey.
We have a ham and a turkey.
Ham is for Easter here.
We have both.
I guess that'd be the
Yeah,
weirdest.
no,
thing.
it's turkey for Thanksgiving, prime rib for Christmas, and ham.
Dang, your Christmas is way cooler than mine. We just have ham again. I want a prime rib
Last year
now.
the dog was dying, so it's like, here, have all the leftovers. You haven't gotten human food in 10 years, but here you go.
I have a
We
good story about Thanksgiving leftovers one time.
Do
After
tell.
Thanksgiving, when probably 5 years ago or so, my mom put all the scraps together for the dogs, right? And she put it in the fridge because, I mean, it was like, you don't want to just leave it out, it'll smell or something. So it's just scraps. My dad decided that he was going to get up in the middle of the night and reach into the fridge and start eating the scraps for the dogs.
Oh no.
So it's like potatoes and applesauce and gravy and stuffing it, but it's all in one container. And my dad ate the whole thing. And the next morning, my mom was like, "Well, where the heck did this go?" And my dad's like, "Oh, I ate that last night at like 2 in the morning." So yeah, that's the
Okay.
running joke over the last couple of years, is if my dad was gonna eat the dog slop, essentially.
It makes me think of that episode of Friends where she tries to make the like tri-layer or whatever it is, and he's like, meat good, peas good, jam good. I'm like, who? Oh god, that's disgusting. It's the worst mixture of foods I've ever heard.
My one of my grandmas always makes collard greens.
Mhm.
What is
I
that?
hate them. It's a southern dish. I hate them. They're awful. But
Collard greens?
because we're southern and we have to be polite, I have to eat some every year. So I drown it in potatoes, corn, turkey, and literally anything I can because I hate them that much.
Yeah,
Is
y'all.
what is it, like a broccoli?
No, it's worse. Like,
Oh, okay.
I really can't describe it, but it's very much a southern dish. I can't. It's like, it physically makes me gag every year. I can't do it, but my dad loves them. So that's why my grandma brings them every year. Because dad loves them. And it's always dad's birthday around Thanksgiving. So here, have a giant bowl of collards. And girls, here's your helpings.
No, I'd be like, oh, Dad, you can take mine. Happy birthday. I know how much you like them. Do you guys have any, like, other weird holiday traditions? Like, outside of weird food? Like, is there anything that you do that people normally wouldn't do? Like,
No.
the past, I think, 2 or 3 Thanksgivings, we've gone out. So, like, we do lunch with my family. So, like, we're back home by, like, 3:30. And we're like, well, what are we going to do the rest of the night? So our favorite bar opens on Thanksgiving. People will volunteer. They're like, I don't have anything to do tonight. I want to make money instead. So the past like 2 or 3 Thanksgivings, we just go there for dinner and hang out with the bartenders.
There we go.
No, we don't do anything weird.
Half the time my grandpa falls asleep in my dad's chair.
Oh, somebody always falls asleep. And it's
Yeah,
always
he
somebody
loves
who
my- he
doesn't
loves
live
the
there.
fireplace. Yeah, he loves the fireplace so much, so he'll get a blanket and curl it up to his like neck. And fall
Ooh,
asleep.
that does sound nice. I would do that.
It's
That
pretty
sound-
amazing.
Yeah, it does sound nice.
It's a very nice fire, and it lets me make fires.
That is what they're for.
We used to burn my sister's work. It was fun.
You cut out at the perfect time there, because I literally heard we used to burn my sisters. And then nothing else. And I was like, oh, okay. That explains a lot about you.
Hey! Hey! No, we used to burn my sister's homework. We'd just set it on fire.
Before or after she turned it in?
After my youngest sister was homeschooled, and my mother was very particular about handwriting. And you know, you can only erase a paper, so we'd take the leftovers and
Just burn them.
fire!
That's fair. That makes sense.
We're not that crazy.
I don't know.
I'm not that crazy.
I don't know your life. So I 100% thought you were going to the new Dead by Daylight killer when you said that. When you said, speaking of ripping tongues out, because he does that in his Mori. He rips their tongue out. So I was like, oh, okay, here we go. And then you were like, Thanksgiving. I was like, wait a minute. This went somewhere completely different.
Oh.
I'm glad that after co-hosting this show with you for what?
Like
Getting close to a year now?
Yeah, almost a year.
That I still managed to surprise you.
Yep. At this point, we didn't think it was possible, but you're still doing it.
Oh. So yeah, new killer. It's great. He's big and scary, and he eats your tongue, and I love it.
He doesn't eat your tongue. He rips it out and then absorbs it as blood.
Yeah, I mean, better than the clown licking the fingers.
Oh god, it's so weird.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What is this?
Dead by
Dead by
Daylight.
Daylight, the best game. When you play it with other people and you can sing songs, you hunt down your friends and hang them on
I've
me.
always heard about this game. I've heard great things about it. I've never watched it, and I'm kind of concerned with the people creating it.
It's basically like it's almost just like a slasher movie, but just the chase parts.
Yeah.
Like there's sometimes you can get jump scared depending on what it is, but it's not like terrifyingly scary or anything. But it's pretty brutal sometimes because one side is just a killer, and that's all they do is they just kill the 4 survivors. So it's pretty metal.
But it's hilarious because it's all these different killers, and all the killers can do different things, and all the survivors can do different things. But my personal favorite is Ghostface because you can teabag the killers right back. I mean, you can teabag the survivors. Because the survivors can teabag you all they want, but then I teabag. But it's a lot. I mean, that's how MPI and that's how you and I pretty much became friends. Was Dead by Daylight.
Yeah,
just
that was
murdered.
like a staple on my stream for a really, really long time.
Well, it was fun. We'd sing creepy songs, hang each other on meat hooks, and terrify all our friends. Yay!
Yep. And then Mallet and I
actually
played
have
it
that
way too much, and the other people we played with didn't play it as much, so I don't think they like to play with us as much. Because we would just kill them.
Well, I mean, you and I would try to like take the time to learn different things during Kill Your Friends, but I mean, we'd still just, even if we were like practicing Ghostface and just teabagging across the map, we'd still.
I
Oh yeah,
still
and
think...
Mark sabotaging all my hooks for
yes,
no reason.
he was good at that. I still think my favorite clip, one of my favorite clips from my channel is whenever I had you knocked down and you were crawling to the hatch and you were like this close and then your character died. It was so great because everybody was like, oh. It was just like one of those great moments.
Thing ever. Well, because it's like I'm just like, oh come on, let's see if I can find the hatch. Let's see if I can find. And you're like, okay. It was beautiful. Although I don't doubt that you would have picked me up had not close. Like you totally would have picked me up hook had I gotten to the hatch sooner than that.
No, I would have let you go. I would have. I think I would have.
No. I know you wouldn't have. I spent that entire session wrecking you.
So, Vood,
Yes.
I have a question for you. Is that a small Christmas village behind you? Oh, no, it's just Christmas decorations. Okay.
I mean, it's a little bit of a village.
My mom used to have...
A Lego village.
It's a Lego village? What?
Yeah, I got Legos all over.
Oh, I can't see that. That's awesome.
I want to see.
Oh! I didn't realize that was a Lego. Nice. My mom had like 100 of these little like houses that she would like meticulously spend an entire day setting up like this elaborate village for Christmas decorations. And then our cat would jump in it and climb around and almost never knock anything over. I don't know how he did it. It was amazing. He would go from being like this big around to like this big and just like
That would be a sight to see, actually.
it was amazing. I would just sit there and watch him. I was like, I don't understand how you're doing this, but it's so cool.
No.
It's like you try to put yourself in the cat's shoes, and you're like, I couldn't even do that.
I couldn't even think of how to do that.
Right? Like, all right, I gotta put this paw here.
Yeah. All right, put this little bit of the paw right here. All right.
Just one bean.
Yeah, just one toe bean right there.
Yeah.
I got a pretty out there theory. Cats are made of Play-Doh.
They pretty much are, it seems like.
I don't think they have
didn't like it.
bones.
No, they don't.
So,
I think they just have leg bones and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
them dry bones. Now y'all wait. The closer we get to Christmas, podcast viewers, the more I'm going to be singing random Christmas songs.
She wants to do we want to do a bad humming Christmas game where
It's gonna be great.
someone will hum a Christmas song and people have to try to guess what it is.
I love
That's interesting.
Christmas. Christmas is my favorite time of the year.
Gonna be interesting.
Except for the time I dropped the Christmas cookie jar on my head. That was not fun.
I almost had a Christmas tree follow me when I was a kid.
Ow!
My
How
parents,
did you manage that?
Well, my parents used to buy real trees for a long time. They would go every year and buy a real Christmas tree. So my mom and I were home, and she was decorating it, and she walked into the kitchen, and I was just like sitting on the floor, and it fell like a cartoon, like whoosh, right in front of me, and I was just like, oh God. But I was like a little kid, so really I think I was just like, ah, and then started crying.
Oh.
And then
the squirrel in a tree.
Yeah. But my dad wasn't home. I think he was somewhere or doing something. I don't know. But she had to call her friend's husband who lived like a few miles away and was like, "Can you come pick this up off my floor because I can't pick it up because it was too heavy because it was a huge tree." And he was like, "What happened?" She was like, "I don't know. It just fell." So then my dad devised a plan and put the little like screw hooks in the baseboard where they hung it, where they put the tree, and would tie fishing line around it and stick it and tie it real tight in those hooks so it couldn't fall.
That worked.
Interesting.
Smart man.
Very smart.
So when I was 17, I dropped the Christmas cookie jar on my head. MPI, you've met me in person, so you know exactly how short I am. I'm the second tallest person in my family. So Mom's like, "Can you get the Christmas cookie jar off the top shelf?" Because, I'm the only, besides my dad, who was getting heavy things, I was the only one who could reach it. And it had been a long year, so I'd forgotten that Santa's whole head was the lid to the cookie jar.
No.
So I'm straining, on my tiptoes, and Santa's head comes tipping over and lands smack on the crown of my head. I'm holding the jar like this at this point, and I'm so shocked I dropped the rest of it on my head. So, yeah, I was 17 on the floor crying, surrounded by shards of porcelain. My mother was not happy. It was a very scary scene.
But were there
I got
cookies
her
in
replacement
it?
last year. No, it was on the top shelf.
I don't know. I don't know where you keep cookies.
In Ziploc.
Then why do you have a cookie jar?
Decoration.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Show's over.
Bye-bye.
So, Mallet, I know you might have an answer for this because you didn't play a lot of games when you were a kid. Okay, so recently I started doing something where and during my morning stream, I'm trying to play old games that I never got to play when I was younger, whether it was I didn't have the console or I was too busy playing the only two video games I played, which were Pokemon and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. So are there any games that you guys missed out on from like past generations that you want to go back and play now?
Pokemon.
Do you want to play old Pokemon games or do you want to play new Pokemon games?
I want to play any Pokemon game. I've never played one. I've never played a Pokemon game. I've never seen the show. The only Pokemon I've had any exposure to is Pokemon Go.
Okay, fair enough. I will say...
Halo.
You've never played Halo?
Yeah, I've never played that
let
either.
me rephrase. I'd like to play Halo. Like, I always had a PlayStation when I grew up.
Uh-huh.
So, like, when I'd go to friends' houses, if they had an Xbox, I'd play it. And I didn't really like it because I never got into it. But now that I have an Xbox, and I don't know, I just am more into gaming now than when I was really young. I'd love to play Halo, I think. Like, that nostalgia effect that people have with it.
It's fair. I love the Halo franchise, so I definitely would recommend it, but I'm biased.
Yeah, I need to play that too. I just read books as a kid.
It's fair.
Literally, like, and we got to play like learning games, computer. So like those learning company computer games, y'all remember those?
Mm-hmm.
And they were super boring because I'd get like the hardest ones for the grade and bored out of because they were too easy. So, well, it's like, okay, so they'd say it'd be like learning company, 5th grade, but it's like, this is more like 3rd grade.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, it's like, come on. But I played them because I always knew I'd get addicted. I always knew.
So Vu, do you have one?
I would say Pong.
Pong. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm old.
You were not old. Don't say that.
I am old.
I played
No.
Pong.
Are you in a walker? Then no, you're not old.
I could be in a walker, as many knee surgeries as I've had.
Yeah, if my great grandmother could live alone at 95, you're not. You're fine.
Bro,
It's fair.
that's true.
Good for her.
Yeah, she was one scary lady.
Penny, what are you doing?
Like, she left the house
Cat
at
back here being a
96 to
jerk.
go to the hospital to die. She lived alone until with her boyfriend, which was also, she lived alone until she was 96. And then
That's
she
impressive,
left,
though.
yeah, I know. She was, the things we found in her attic. Scary.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Like, I feel like I always feel like I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna be the one that finds something really weird. It's gonna be me.
We found her sequin tube top
Oh, that's not that bad.
No.
that she wore when she was in her 70s. The boyfriend was also in his mid-90s. He scared me.
My mind's racing right now of different things that I don't want to find with my grandmother. I'm like horrified right now.
Well, apparently my great-grandmother used to do, like, dance competitions,
Ooh.
which I didn't know until I was... But it's like, because she was so old, whenever my grandma would go up to visit her, she'd always go and take some stuff out of her attic, because it's like, this lady she was in her 80s when I met her. So, you know, she only got but so long to live. And just the fact that it was a sequin tube top was terrifying enough.
Yeah, I was thinking like you were finding like shrunken heads or voodoo dolls or something.
That wouldn't have been as weird. We ended up using the tube top in church plays, which made it even funnier to me. It's like we'd use it as like an Israelite head scarf or something.
You don't use anything as it's intended to, do you? Got an empty cookie jar. Using this for God knows what.
Literally, God.
Lord.
No, I don't want to imagine what the boyfriend hid because he scared me. Like, okay, and I like old people in general scared me when I was younger, but it's like he scared me. He always tried to talk to me. It's just like, I don't know you.
That's fair. I can understand that.
Yeah, but it was more along the lines of like, I think when I was younger, it's like, you know, you're still learning the concept of dating and all that jazz. It's like the idea that my 90-plus-year-old great-grandmother had a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, what?
You're like, wait a minute, you what now?
Ew. Yeah, you know, yeah. It's like, you know, it's a little bit different now that I'm an adult and I'm looking back at it and it's like, she had the right to companionship, you know? Of course.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're like, oh, it makes total sense. But when you're like younger, it's kind of like, oh, that's
when you're
gross.
10, 11, 12, it's just like,
yeah, exactly.
Is he going to be my new grandpa?
Yeah, that's out of the complicated. No, I don't want to imagine. I never found any human. That wouldn't have been as scary. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you know, now that I'm, you know, matured and I'm an adult, I understand. But, you know, as a 10-year-old, all I understood was there's this man here who keeps trying to talk to me who's not related to me.
And I don't want to talk to him.
Yeah. And, like, all the visits were awkward enough because it's like, this lady we once every 5-6 years at most. I will say it was really, really funny the one time Dad met her because she was deaf as a doornail and kept mishearing my dad's name. And then asking for alcohol.
As one does.
Do you have any vermouth? Is it dry?
Ooh. No, thank you. I don't want that. I know I don't want that.
She was a trip. She was a trip.
Oh, all right, guys. We are at about time time, it looks like. So why don't we do our round robin of who's who, what's what, where's where. Vood, we'll start with you, man. Where can people find you? When can they find you? And what can they find you doing?
Weekends I'm on Twitch playing a variety of things, especially on Friday nights, which is retro game night for me. You can find me literally everywhere as V00do. Reddit, Twitch, Discord, Twitter, all me.
Ooh, we know his Reddit username now.
Ooh. Ooh.
Did I miss something?
I don't even know anymore. Purple Fox Man, where can the people find you? When can they find you? And what can they find you streaming?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, all at Purple, PRPLxFoX. I stream Sunday, Mondays, and Wednesdays from 8 to 11 p.m. But I'm also not going to be live for probably the next 2 weeks because of the holidays, and then I am moving into a townhouse with my girlfriend.
Nice.
So,
Congratulations, dude.
Signing the lease earlier today, so big moves. Moving in
Housewarming
together,
party.
So we're probably not going to be on a regular schedule for 2 weeks or so to get that squared away.
That's
Get
fair,
all
man.
moved in.
Moving is a pain, so I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, congrats on the new place. Good
Thank
luck
you.
with the move. Hope it goes well. And when you get back to your schedule, everybody, you know where to find him and when to find him. So make sure you keep up with his Twitter. Mallet, we'll throw it to you.
Y'all want to talk to me? Y'all can find me on Discord. I've been on hiatus since September, and that's not looking like changing. Because I'm falling apart! Yay! So, I'm usually gaming at least, so if you ever want to game some Destiny or whatever, hit me up.
There you go. So you can find her on Discord and all the Vidya games. You can always find me, guys. You can find me here, and you can find me at twitch.tv/Mr. Pure Instinct, as well as Mr. Pure Instinct everywhere else. We stream Monday through Friday. Monday is afternoon times where we play whatever story game we're playing. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. In the morning times, we are starting the Retro Coffee Rewind, which is where we play old games that I never got to play, and we drink coffee. And then in the afternoons, we play whatever story game we're playing. Lately, we've been playing Pokemon. Beat it today. Going on post-game content. About to catch them all. Be the best there ever was, like no one ever was. As always, guys, this podcast will be up tomorrow on your favorite podcasting platform or YouTube. If you missed any of the beginning and you want to catch up, or you just want to listen to it again for fun, you can do it. Feel free to leave comments, ratings, and all that fun stuff on the iTunes store, because apparently that's the only place you can do that. If you have anything you want to see us talk about, any news that's come up in Twitch, anything like that, tweet it at us, join our Discord, or email us at TRUtalk@TRUgaming.com. You can do it on any of those places. Yeah, the only thing that's ever in it is Twitter stuff, and it's always like, somebody retweeted your tweet. I'm like, thanks, didn't need that
Yeah,
email.
the moment you try to get rid of that email is going to be the moment that we get locked on our Twitter account. So...
Oh yeah, no, I don't mess with it. It's basically just there so I can log into YouTube.
There you go.
Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening if you're on the audio podcast. We'll catch you guys next week. We've got, a few more episodes before we are on a brief hiatus for the holidays. We've got 3 more episodes until we are on hiatus for the holidays, because Christmas Eve and then New Year's Eve fall on podcast days. So we're off those days.
I like you guys, but not that much.
Me either. Sorry. So, guys, we'll catch y'all next week, and have a great rest of your week and a happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.
Bye.